What's up, all my Ewoks, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, and yesterday I did a reaction video to the new He-Man cartoon that's going to be coming out on Netflix that Kevin Smith is working on. Now, I was, pretty entertained. I had a good time watching the trailer. I loved the song that they picked. I know some people were like, it's a little not really He-Man-ish, and I was like, I don't care, I love the song, I need a hero, and it's like with all the action sequence, I got hyped, but I stated in the video a few times, I'm like, I feel like this might be one of those bait and switch situations, and it's like, I really hope it's good, and this trailer got me excited for He-Man, but at the same time, I had seen, and I think I did a video on it, I believe I did, and I will link it down in the description of this video, when all of the leaks came out. Well, I wouldn't really call them leaks, but it was, they were doing a presentation at like one of the cons, and somebody took pictures of a panel that I guess you weren't allowed to take pictures of, where it basically said the whole plot of He-Man wasn't going to be about He-Man, that He-Man wasn't even going to be the main character, which is why it's called Masters of the Universe Revelations, and that the show was going to be about Teela. And so I was like, based on what I heard, I was very skeptical, but then I watched the trailer, I was like, this like looks like so much fun, I'm really hyped, but it's like, they're going to pull the bait and switch. And so I tweeted out my video like I always do. And if you are not following me on Twitter, my Twitter is that Star Wars girl 77. If you don't know why, probably don't know. But so this is my Twitter, and I posted my video saying like, hey guys, here's my new video on He-Man, and I got people commenting on it saying, and I know you're excited, but they're gonna try to fuck with you. And so this is a tweet that I tweeted because when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? So this is from Stephen Wayne Art, and I'll pull it up here because it's actually a comment on another one of Stephen's tweets. But it says, you mean this Kevin Smith, who now claims he was a big He-Man fan as a kid? And this is a tweet that is still up on Kevin Smith's Twitter, where it says, I wasn't a He-Man fan, but Gallery 1988 is running an awesome Masters of the Universe art show. Look, and he has the link to it. So it's like, in his own words, he wasn't a He-Man fan, but now he's going around claiming he's the biggest He-Man fan. And then this is also something that Steven posted that a lot of people have been tagging me in. Netflix released an updated official synopsis for Masters of the Universe Revelation today, and it confirms that Teela will indeed become the main character. The bait and switch is real. So this is what Netflix says. Netflix doesn't have to show us anything else about the movie to have us tune in, but the film's official synopsis has us just excited. The War for Eternia accumulates in Masters of the Universe Revelation, an innovative and action-packed animated series that picks up where the iconic characters left off decades ago. After a cataclysmic battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured and the Guardians of Grayskull are scattered. And after decades of secrets tore them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the broken band of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing Sword of Power in a race against time to restore Eternia and prevent the end of the universe. Now, reading this, I mean, maybe it's just because I like storytelling and I also like problem solving. You introduce, and I like riddles and stuff like that. You introduce, this little piece of a puzzle, and my mind immediately starts making connections. That's one of the reasons when I watched The Force Awakens, I made excuses for all the things that I did initially have problems with. It's like, okay, well, why does Rey know how to use a lightsaber even though she's been on a desert planet alone with no one? She didn't really even know that Han Solo was a general and, part of the Rebel Alliance. She knew him as a smuggler. It didn't make any sense, right? But my mind was like, oh no, she's out there, on Jakku, away from everyone. She's probably got some kind of holocron, or Luke is doing some kind of training with her and, projecting himself in the Force in some way, shape, or form, kind of like the way that Obi-Wan did with Luke in the original trilogy. And so my mind was making excuses for it and making all of these connections that, as a fan, I think could have worked, that would have made these things that I had issues with make sense. With this, what my mind immediately goes and says, okay, well, this is the reason why. It's like, okay, well, it's up to Tila to reunite the broken band of heroes. Okay, so my instinct, first off, is to think, okay, well, what are women known for? Women are known to be very compassionate. It's in our freaking DNA to be able to, relate to people on another level and also have a high tolerance for that kind of things. We're literally, biologically, which might piss off some people, what do women do? What is one of our most important biological purposes? We grow humans and we nurture and take care of humans, okay? It takes a lot of discipline and a very high tolerance for stuff to be able to put up with a screaming child, a screaming baby. A lot of times when you think of, being a mediator or like somebody that is going to go and connect to another character that might be going through something mentally, let's say He-Man, Prince Adam, he's going through something, maybe he feels like he failed in some way. Okay, so Tila, being a woman, having that, I guess I should not just say compassionate, but that empathy that, women are kind of known for, going there and being able, maybe he doesn't want to go back. Maybe he feels like he failed, something happened, shit hit the fan, and he's doing the thing where he's just like, no, I'm done with the world, and she's got to go convince him to come back. No, we need you. Eternia needs you. You are the one that can wield the power of Grayskull. Like, you have the power to be He-Man. The world needs you, He-Man. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than, I don't know, Man-at-Arms going and doing it. At least in my opinion. I think the way that a woman would convince a man to, maybe come back, get back into the fight, is going to be a different approach than a man would do it, which is completely fine. People have different relationships with every single human that they interact with. So when I read this, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to be, she's the one that has to go get the band together because she's the one that has that empathy because she's a woman. And that might not be a trait that is, with all of the other characters in the Masters of the universe. To me, I'm like, that actually doesn't seem like a big plot hole. But again, this is me trying to make connections. I guarantee you they're not going to do that. I guarantee you it's going to be one of those, yay, women power, yay, believe all women, # forces female, yes, queen slay type of things, which is what it seems like. And so everything that I just said, that is my own, example of how I think that this would work out. But based on the way Hollywood does things, they don't listen to stuff like that. They don't listen to logic or reason or why certain character and certain type of archetypes exist. They're just like, no, we're just going to do this because wham queen, yes, queen slay, that kind of stuff. But it goes on. It goes on. So this is actually what I was talking about to play into this point. So Evelyn, we have Evelyn right here. I don't know why she's band together with Tila, unless they're going to try to do the lesbian thing, which I don't think is really above them, considering that that's all they do now. It's like, oh, we're going to take this character, this iconic character, we're going to do something different. What are you going to do different? Oh, we're going to make them gay. We're going to make them part of the LGBTQ plus community. And it's like, if the only thing you think is interesting about a character is who they want to fuck, you really don't understand characterization or storytelling. Because at the end of the day, nobody fucking cares who freaking Tila is fucking. Nobody cares. That has nothing to do with who is going to win the fight against Skeletor. It really doesn't matter. And that's one of the things that I really liked about the original He-Man, was that there wasn't really any relationships. And yes, you can go on to say, yes, He-Man and Tila got married, yada, 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 happiness galore. But what I think of when I think of He-Man, I think of the one that I watched as a kid. And I did like that there was no really any love interest. And because that just, that's not as important to the story unless your story is revolving around that love interest. It's like if the Titanic didn't have the relationship between Jack and Rose, I mean, it's a bunch of people, upper class, lower class, doing their thing, and then they hit an iceberg and then they all die. But the Titanic is being told through the perspective of Rose and how she's dealing with not wanting to get married and living her life, and Jack is the one that allows her to see what freedom and fun really is, and the romance is important for that. But that's not really what He-Man is about. But let me read this to you. But and this again, this is the photo that was leaked, I guess, from a con where they were doing this panel where you were not allowed to take photos, and somebody was awesome enough to take a photo for all of us. But after a furious final battle, forever fractures Eternia, it's up to Teela to solve the mystery of the missing Sword of Power in a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Her journey will uncover the secrets of Grayskull at last. This is the epic He-Man and Masters of the Universe saga fans have waited 35 years to see. Now again, it says this is the epic He-Man and Masters of the Universe, but if it's up to Teela. So unless it's one of those things where He-Man was ashamed of whatever happened at the battle that they're gonna lead up to and probably show and probably retcon in some way, shape, or form between him and Skeletor. So if he went off because he's ashamed of how it ended, and she has to go and get him, and she has to use that empathy and that compassion and her friendship with Prince Adam and He-Man after all of these years, and say, no, we need you, Eternia needs you, you are the only one that can save us, He-Man, and it's like, you're the one that can wield the power. So if it's something like that, I think, if it's done in the right hands and they don't have an idiot writing it, it could be done well. And it could have that type of, vulnerability and sympathy that, people can look at and relate to, because I feel like every single human being has had that point in their life where they hit rock bottom at their all-time low, and they have a friend that's there for them, that will be like Han Solo and go out into the snow on Hoth, knowing that the door is going to close behind him, and either Luke's already dead and he's going to die too, or he doesn't fucking care because he's going to find his friend and try to save him. You can have that type of emotional, psychological impact. Will they do that? Nah, I don't think so. Based on this picture right here, it's like, I think this is going the way that Hollywood usually goes nowadays, which sucks because you guys all watch that trailer, or my reaction video. I was fucking excited when I watched this, and the more and more information that comes out, I'm like, I can make as many excuses for why or what I think could possibly happen, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at reality and the things that has been going on in Hollywood. It doesn't seem too promising. Anyways, everyone, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. If you liked this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through, and until next time, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Hey everyone, if you'd like to help support the channel, check out my Etsy, where I sell prints of my original oil paintings and drawings that range from horror villains, heroes, and your favorite Star Wars characters. I also have an art channel where I post time lapses and tutorials, and also if you want to see work in progresses, I also have an Instagram dedicated specifically to that. Then finally, you can check out my Teespring for wearable merch, and all platforms are listed down below in the description of this video. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.